So that bill will go in there too. So we should be good. And because of Event 08, Event 06 radio check. Over.
Oh gosh.
Sorry. I feel like I'm going to fall down the hill.
I'm sorry.
It looks it, doesn't it? So just can't tell if anybody's moving. Yeah.
Can you send me the grid? And I got the sit rep ready. X-ray Avenger 1, standby 1.
I actually saw him drop shit off.
I like these binos. Are these your personal ones?
Yeah. Well, the Pure guys issued it to me.
It is not calibrated.
I just kept it.
It's not calibrated. It's got a night vision mode.
This is not.
From that wider section.
Follow that together at least.
Blackjack 04. It's 1Z23. How copy, sir?
Get? Under nogs? Oh, you can't see. You don't have nogs.
No, well, I have them. I'm just trying to give us another option, sir.
What's that?
I'm just trying to give us another option to, sir.
Looking.
You get that, sir?
What did they say?
They said that they would get it.
They would pass it. That's a firm. Hitting the mortar position.
Okay.
And it should be able to frag the people around there.
Okay.
Stop. All right, so where do we want to be? Over here on the
Nice job. Hey, move to the side, move to the
out. There was an enemy stronghold right in this location. Has there been the mortars?
The mortars, no. AAA 23, no.
Neutralized enemy forces here. You just heard about that one up here. All operations.
All right, thank you.
Fine, and you
That's pretty much it. And again, possible manpads kind of here over by. That's more of an OP guard here in this room.
Schmidt.
So there's been another. Good enough? Good luck. Kill well? I know it's all
3.
People forget that we
Nothing changed. Everything's
Okay. Yeah. So we're going out to OP7 Alpha, and then the other team's on Garmin.
Yep, they'll be on Garmin.
And those are the only 2 teams out there in the Topstone.
Charlie. Yeah, you've got marking rounds. They're also for day. That's right.
But we have some other things as well that they mentioned, touch man pads.
Yes, 7s,
We have-
14s, 16s.
Will we be able to get?
The overall objective is to get all of our traditional guys together. All the guys that come out here 1 week in a month and then 2 weeks a year, which is what you're seeing here, our AT, 2 weeks, and get them some experience before they go overseas, because right now we've got 8 guys deployed, and we're looking at, the rest of these guys are going to deploy sometime in the future, and maybe real soon, and it may not, but they need to have that experience as well, and those lessons learned that are coming back from those guys that are overseas, we're getting them and we're incorporating them here. A lot of guys are saying that the mountainous terrain interferes with their communications, so we figured it's about time to get off the flats down south of Boise and get up here into the mountains and experience it firsthand and learn how to troubleshoot it so that we don't have the first time we're seeing that when we're overseas and we're fighting the enemy. So what they're saying is Boise and these surrounding areas are perfect for training for Afghanistan. We've got the mountains here, we've got some nice high elevation, we've got the low flats down there in the desert, we've got the best of both worlds. So 30 minutes from Boise we can be in either the mountains or we can be down south there in the desert, and it's almost a spitting image, perfect mirror image of the terrain they're fighting in Afghanistan. That's our job, is to coordinate and liaise with the Army, and we've also been doing it with the Air Force and other agencies, but it's gone smoothly, and we couldn't ask for anything more. We've got the 183rd Aviation down here. They're using the AH-64s. You'll see them flying in here and supporting our Chinooks, who are actually out of Washington State, reserve Chinooks, the CH-47s, and it's just gone so smoothly. We haven't missed a beat, and those guys are always on time. They're doing great work up here, but it actually helps their training as well, because they don't necessarily have this kind of training environment in Washington or elsewhere where they can have people on the ground they can see, they can utilize terrain masking, and this terrain is just great for them for their deployment in the future going to Afghanistan. Absolutely. We also have the 190th Fighter Squadron, the A-10s. You seen them last night, and as well today they're going to give us 2 1-hour vols, and they're learning how to use their sensors, and they're learning how to deconflict with the helicopters and the other assets that we have notionally out here. Those guys are giving us great work, and they're learning how to employ in mountainous terrain, and they're finding that there's some disadvantages to having the trees that mask the personnel, and they're learning how to overcome those with our help, and it's just been great. Well,
Lessons learned or things that have gone really smoothly?
The overall goal of our AT is to get all these young guys together and give them some experience in this terrain, but it's also to fulfill all of our training table requirements. So we get these guys together, they're not here very often, and when we have everyone together, we can get some good camaraderie, some good morale, but then at the same time we're knocking out all the training requirements that the Air Force pushes down. We have boxes checked for the rest of the year. That has gone great. We've got all of our training requirements knocked out, and now it's time to go out and have some fun and drop some notional bombs on some notional enemy. We've also got some Op 4 out here. They've been great. They came down from Mountain Home. They're active duty folks. They're dressed up like our enemy would be dressed overseas, so it gives us something to look at, something to shoot at, and something to see through the sensors that we have that really adds some realism to this. Unfortunately, we only get to do this for about a week, actually out in the field every year, but wish we could do it more. This is what guys really need, and they come away from this learning a lot about themselves and a lot about their equipment and their capabilities that they can take on now, pass to the new young guys that are coming in that haven't had this experience.
We're doing our annual training, but intertwined with that, we're having one of our guys that are doing his MQT for mission qualification tests for Joint Terminal Attack Controller. So part of this evening is an eval for him and also an eval for an instructor. And then the rest of it's just training for us ROMADs. Basically just get up here, PID targets, that way when aircraft check on, we can prosecute the targets and basically real world scenario, take care of the bad guys. Currently I don't have a civilian job. I used to work at the hospital as a lab assistant in Wyoming, and I wanted to come do this, so this is where I'm at now. It's been awesome. It's been a good, challenging experience. Just this overall experience in general it's been awesome. There's been a lot of great challenges, a lot of good learning. Learned a lot in the past few days. So, and that's really helpful. The more you know, the better you become. So.
We're with Bravo 1st to the 214th GSAB, and we're conducting joint operations with the Air Force ASOS and JTACs, working in the Sawtooth Mountains, doing insertions and exfils under day-night and NVG conditions. That's correct. I'm a military technician with the United States Army Reserve, which means I'm a GS-13 civilian instructor during the week. I'm also a CW-4 standardization pilot for the unit that I support. Well, since the beginning of the War on Terror, it's been a joint effort, and we've worked closely with JTACs in Afghanistan, and we know the conditions, and this environment as closely replicates Afghanistan as anything we can find in the United States. So the ability for our guys to work with them closely and understand their tactics before we get into theater again is a huge benefit to my pilots and myself. Absolutely. Communications is always a big problem on the battlefield. We've been doing a good job working with our guys on the ground and the Air Force personnel. And so the ability to also conduct mixed multi-ship, we have A-10s supporting our aircraft, which we also see in theater. And we're also conducting mixed multi-ship with the H-64s from the Idaho National Guard. So it's been of great training value to us. This is a premier training environment. We couldn't be happier to be here and supporting the Air Force and working together, because we do work together on the battlefield. So anytime we can prepare at home, we end up doing better when we get downrange. So we're really happy to be here and have access to this amazing training area.